Hi you guys, it's Stephanie with Coffee, Paper, Scissors. I'm here working on this journal. I'm calling it, I don't even know really what I'm calling it. The paper pack was called Dandelion, but she does have fairy wings. I wasn't thinking about it being a fairy journal when I first found the digitals, but I can't find much when it comes to dandelions. I do have one stamp of the seeds, but you know, that only goes so far. So I don't know. I don't know what to call it right now. But yesterday I had taken a brown paper bag. I found a package of them at a thrift store a couple of years ago, and I decided yesterday to try and make some sort of, I don't know, handcrafted paper. So what I did was I cut the bag open, you know, wide. I took the bottom, the square bottom of the bag off and just had the flat rectangle piece. And I got the whole thing wet in the kitchen sink. And then I crumbled it all up gently, excuse me, but it was pretty wet. And then while it was wet, I tore it. It was so hard to tear. These paper bags that I found, it's like they're reinforced or something. I mean, I was having a tough time. For instance, I had a straight edge right here and I was trying to tear and it like, you know, pulled chunks out and everything. It was crazy how hard it was. I was really surprised. I was practicing using my sewing machine on it yesterday. Anyway, so what I ended up doing was I made a couple of pages and I used my sewing machine to go around it in the leaf pattern that my sewing machine has. And then I took a marker, one of these, I don't know how to say this brand, Stettler. Anyway, this is the color that I used to go there in those leaves. And then I also did, I don't have necessarily a flower pattern, but kind of. So here, let me hold this one up. I'm pretty sure you can see this well. So there are the leaves. Oh, and while it was still wet, I took an old, this is an old vintage photo distress ink. When I try to use a dauber on it, almost nothing comes up. But I don't think we should throw them away. You can still use them. Because even though you can't seem to get anything on a dauber, if you rub it over paper, it still works great. So while it was wet, I rubbed over it. And I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but because it was wet, the colors separated a little bit. Can you see a little bit of yellow veining here and there? I thought that was kind of cool. You can see it kind of in here. Okay, so that's the leaf one. And then this is the best that I have for a flower pattern. You can kind of see the yellow veining in this one a little bit more. And I don't know what Distress Oxide would have done, but this one was Distress Ink, and that's what it did. Anyway, so then after I did the stitching all the way around, I took my same marker. It's a fine tip. And filled them all in. I think it took almost as much time to do this as it did doing the sewing, and that took a long time. So what it looks like, kind of in the book. So that's how it looks, kind of like in, you know, with something in front of it. And then, I don't know, I mean, I thought it was kind of cool. I'd been trying to find some handmade papers, and I just was having a hard time. I did end up ordering some mulberry paper from Amazon, and it just came today. And look at the wonderful envelope that it came in. Oh my goodness, I didn't know it was going to come in such a beautiful envelope. It's really big and it's thick. It's so pretty. Isn't that cool? So, I mean, it has pink in it. So I don't know if it goes, but it came with a whole bunch of pages that I can use in the journal, hopefully. So maybe I can move along a little faster now. I've got a couple of things. I ordered some stamps. They are fairy stamps. I haven't tried to use them yet. Like I said, they just came today. Let me tell you, I don't know about, let's see. Oh, okay. So this paper, that's the number, the Amazon number. And I just typed in mulberry paper. Mulberry paper sheets. Yeah, so that's what I typed in. For the stamps that I found, I think the paper was around $10 and these stamps were around $10. I haven't opened them yet, but it's a pack of fairy stamps. And this one kind of looks like the dandelion, you know, seeds. There are quite a few stamps inside. So hopefully, even though I wasn't intending on it being a fairy journal, I will probably use some of those. All right. So today I'm going to be using some of the paper that I tore and decorating it. So in this, there are these little blue daisies. And so I thought I would just make a tag with these little blue things. I'll show you kind of how I made them as I go. This is one of those Tim Holtz thinlits, and it's this one and this one is what I'm going to be using. And on each one of them, I did like take a leaf off here or there just to give a spot for the flower to sit. So let's go ahead, and I haven't used my glue. Okay, so it's still fine. Let's go ahead and get a little bit of glue on here. I don't know how much glue it's going to need going down on this kind of crinkly brown paper bag. So yeah, everything I did to it, I did while it was damp. And then after it was mostly dry, I went ahead and ran it, you know, I ran the iron over it just to flatten it out a little to make it easier to work with. I don't know, it was fun. Anyway, just turning that around. And I'm gonna sew around this. I'm thinking I'm gonna do the, like, that wonky sewing. Okay, and then this one, I was going to just kind of lay it kind of right on top, as if it was one continuous stem. These are not leaves that would go with lilies, but I didn't have anything necessarily that would, and I didn't want to draw them or cut them out. So we're going with this. They're going to be make-believe. It is having a little bit of a hard time hitting where the, you know, the different levels of the brown paper bag, but it's sticking down. It's fine. Okay, so these flowers, I have this little punch, and I found it at a yard sale, so who knows, but what I did was I took it, I punched it, and then I folded it in half. And then I took black and I went around each little petal on the underside and on the top side to get that, you know, side of the flower look. And then I'm just going to take and put a little bit of glue there in the center to hold it down. And then we're just going to kind of stick it. I was thinking I would start there. I don't know if I'm in camera. These are really small, you guys. Oh my goodness. I have my little plier things over here to help me lay things down. And then this, I used the hole punch, and then I just cut a sort of curved straight edge on it, and then I took the marker and drew around it a little bit to give it that little pokey, outy sort of center of the flower. Like these have here. That's what I'm going for. We'll see. So yeah, it's a little tedious, but it's all right. What else would I be doing on a Friday afternoon? So I went into town today, and I went to the art store, and they didn't, like I said, they didn't have, I had called to see if they had any specialty papers, and she said that they did. So I went ahead and went in looking, and they did have some, but it was like really, almost really fancy tissue paper. It was so thin that I couldn't imagine being able to really use it in this journal. So that was okay. I did find a couple of stencils to buy. So I didn't leave empty-handed. Oopsie. Even though I thought this was going to help. Okay, maybe if I, there. Cute. Okay. I do have a larger one as well. So if you guys, have some of these, sort of simple flower punches, if you fold them in half, you could get sort of a different look from them. Okay, let's see here. Wait, wrong direction. Where do I want this? I was actually thinking that I would use it. How do I want it? I don't know. Floating? No, we'll do this. So there's like a little bit of flower coming out the side of it. Oh, now it's stuck to my fingers. Of course, I don't know, you can put the glue, here or on the paper, either one, whatever works. Somebody say something. I don't know what to talk about. Let's see. Not much going on around here this weekend. I don't have any plans, but that's okay. Let's see. I'm just hoping enough glue is staying under there. I'm sure it probably is. Okay, I wanted to put one sort of hanging down. In the digital kit, the little orange, I don't know what you call the center, the little orange centers have sort of a yellow highlight to them, but I don't have anything that I'm aware of that will do that, but it would look really cute if I did. We're having a really pretty sunny day. We've had some very cold nights, which usually means, you know, there's no cloud keeping the you know, warmth in or whatever, and so the really clear days are usually really cold. You know, that sounds very sciencey, doesn't it? But they're pretty, and you know, the sun, even though it's so cold overnight and everything, and it's still below freezing during the day, the sun still tends to melt some of the snow that we still have, so that's nice. We got a little bit more snow the other night. I think twice this week it snowed just kind of a little bit, you know, not too much. More where my son is living over on the other side of, I mean, you don't have to go through Spokane to get where he is, but it's hard to explain. Whereas he's more south of where I am, but he gets more snow over there than what I do here. It seems, I don't know, it's the first time we've been, you know, apart during the winter, so I can't say that that's how it always is, but he's only about 40 minutes away, but they got quite a bit more snow over there on Monday than we did. Ours was pretty much gone by the midday. I'm going to pretend that that is like a little bloom underneath it. And he still had his. He came over to our house the next day, and he still had some snow on the hood of his pickup. So colder, and he said it was so windy and loud over there. We had some wind also, but it was really windy over there. He had a hard time sleeping because the dumpster for the, he lives in an apartment, and so there's a dumpster for the trash, and it has gates on it, and he said that the wind was moving and knocking the gates all night, so he had a really hard time sleeping. Okay, so those are down. That's cute. And then I thought I would put some words on it. And I just took some words and printed them on a piece of paper real quick and cut them out. And I feel like there's sort of like magic, you know, it's sort of, I don't know, majestic a little bit, but it's also crafty, playful, because I don't know. I feel like this is crafty, but I feel like she's magical, so I don't know. So we're gonna call it a magic garden. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and glue these down. And then, oh gosh, I hope I don't regret this, but I'm gonna mess with these words a little bit. This is gonna be one of those things that I just wish I hadn't done it. I just know it. I might end up putting a butterfly or something somewhere on it. I don't know. Now, I know that people have, I've watched people use, I think they're watercolor pencils, and I don't have any. My daughter might have some, but I didn't ask her about them, and, you know, it's not kind of the appropriate time to go digging around trying to find them either. So what I was thinking I would do is I'm using the Hickory Smoke Distress ink and a Q-tip, and I thought I would just kind of go around it a little, see what happens. I don't know. And I might go around it with a pen also. See, this is not great. It's definitely not doing what the watercolor pencils do that I have seen, which I think are pretty cool. But, you know, it's okay. It's something. When I went into the art store, it's an actual art store, and I felt very out of my comfort zone. Okay, this looks, it goes on kind of dark looking, but it lightens as it dries. It kind of sinks in. So I just thought I'd go around it with this. And just be a little bit messy about it. I don't want to outline it too much. Like, okay, so that's enough. I'm gonna stop with that. Okay, and then what I want to do, I grabbed a piece of, I want to back it. Now, here's something I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to accomplish. I want to tear it, and my options for tear rulers are not great. I'm just going to see if this one will tear. I'm going to see what it does. Okay, that's okay, right? That's okay. So, and that's a start. So we'll go ahead and continue down, just making a semi-straight-ish line. I have a crazy, crazy sharp one that I found at a yard sale. Oh my goodness, you guys. It is so sharp. I'll show it to you. I just need to pull that little bit off. Sorry about the jiggle. I'm opening up my drawer. It's a Stampin' Up one. It's a blade. Oh my gosh. I'm always so nervous. Even pulling it out, I'm afraid it's going to cut. It's this sharp edge on both sides. Guys, it is crazy sharp. And I don't really use it because it's scary. It doesn't make the best cuts either, in my opinion. So anyway, hopefully you guys could see that. I'm probably totally out of camera. If you couldn't see it, just know it's like a little razor blade looking thing. Okay. I think I will go on the other side. So I don't want to give it too much. Maybe around there. And I don't want it to move. So, oh my gosh. Yeah, tearing is not something I've done much of. And then this is kind of cardstock, so it's not tearing real easily. All right, I'm breaking into a sweat. Okay. Almost there. On the back of it, I will back it with something that you can write on. I got glue on the back of this. But I'll do that, you know, you guys don't need to watch that, so that'll be fine. I'll just do it on my own. Actually, this end seems not as crazy. I'm gonna stand up. I'm at an angle and I don't know if that's making it harder for me. Okay. So there's that. It's kind of a big tag. Hopefully it's gonna barely fit. I might have to go into a belly band. I'm not sure. Okay, let's put a little bit of glue. I'm gonna sew it down though, so it shouldn't need too much glue. Focus more on the center. Sorry about the wiggle. I can tell there's wiggle going on. Hopefully it's not, you know, wiggling you guys too much. So I'll probably take maybe some parchment paper or something and glue it on the back so it can be written on. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna scoot this stuff out of the way really quick. I'll clean it up when we're done. And I'm just gonna wonky stitch. Make the stitch a little bit bigger. Okay. And I don't wonky stitch very often, so wish me luck. See, I should have went to turn sooner. I don't know. I feel like if I don't kind of lift it, it does something weird to the presser foot, you know, the thing that has the little ridges on it. I feel like it does something, like it moves it in a bad way, so. That one wasn't so bad. Let me get that underneath. Out of my, oops, went outside of the lines. Oh goodness, yeah, it's hard. It's hard. Straight line stitching rocks. Okay, I want to go to the edge a little bit. Do you guys wonky stitch very often? Okay, I'm gonna go around it one more time. To come in a little bit. Okay. Okay, so there we go. Cut that off real quick. So yeah, I'll take something and put it on the back. And I don't have any pockets inside. This is just one signature that I've been working on putting together. I haven't done really much of anything, but let's pretend that there's a belly band right here. Could stick that in, you know, in the belly band maybe. I don't know, might work. But, you know, I've got lots of other pages too, and see how the little thingies are kind of the same. So that's kind of cute, I think. Anyway, so there's that. So you can get out your little bits and pieces. So yeah, I just used scrap paper, you know, so don't throw things away. And then a color that you're like, what am I gonna ever do with this? Anyway, so there we go, you guys. I hope you have a wonderful day, weekend, evening, whenever it is, and I will see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.